Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video to watch it. Today's going to be simply a coffee talk kind of video where we're going to talk about an important topic, and that is criticism and critics and just the critique of your life or your work or whatever. If you've done any kind of work at all or lived at all, you know that criticism is coming in at you all the time. And I've kind of just been thinking about that. And a while ago, I wrote something for ministeriojuvenil.com about how leaders should respond to criticism. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it's how everybody should or could respond to criticism. And so today I just kind of want to put this video out there and start a conversation about what do you do when you're criticized. And so I got 6 things real quick that I want to talk about, and they are on my phone, so I'll probably be looking at it a little bit. First thing is that criticism should be expected. Like, you can't live life and expect nobody to criticize you. You can't walk through life and just get everybody's happy with everything that you do all the time. I think it's been attributed to Abraham Lincoln, but that phrase that says you can't please all the people all the time is incredibly true. And so the more you are doing stuff, the more criticism you're going to receive. You just should expect that to happen. The second thing is that you shouldn't let it shake you. I mean, usually I think the way that a lot of people handle criticism is that it paralyzes them and it keeps them from doing anything. And so if they get a negative comment about anything that they're doing, all of a sudden they freeze up and they can't keep going. And the reality is you can't let criticism shake your faith. You can't let criticism shake your determination in what you're doing. And in fact, you have to actually shake it off. In the words of the famous philosopher Taylor Swift, you've got to shake it off. You can't just let it paralyze you. The third thing is that criticism should be evaluated. Sometimes when people are talking or giving you feedback and you take it as criticism, they're really trying to help. So you should evaluate whether there's any truth in that criticism before you just brush it away and say, well, they don't know what they're talking about. You probably ought to evaluate whether or not that is a good comment or a bad comment, whether there is truth in it or not, whether they're evaluating your finished product or if they're just evaluating like a draft. There's a total difference between those two things. If I've learned anything in my doctoral research and classes, it's that you should be inviting criticism. That's the fourth thing. You should invite criticism from people that you trust. You should have a group of people who help you edit and who help you redefine what you're thinking and who help you as you move forward. That's a good thing. So invite a few people into that circle where their criticism is actual critique, it's actual constructive criticism that you're seeking out. And those are the people that you listen to the most. And then anybody that's on the peripheral, you just you hear it, but you don't hear it. Number 5 is that criticism grows as your influence grows. The more people you're influencing, the more eyeballs are on you and the more criticism is going to happen against your work. I would assume that the people who have the most attention are the ones who also have the most opposition. And so if you're going for attention and you're trying to gain influence, then you're obviously going to have opposition to what you're trying to do. So the more you're speaking out, the more you're going to hear negative feedback. The last thing I would say about criticism is that you have to respond to it appropriately. You shouldn't lash out at the people who are giving you feedback, but you also shouldn't just take it and let it devastate you. You need to evaluate and respond appropriately. You could lose a whole lot of influence if you respond in an inappropriate manner to somebody who is criticizing you. So regardless of the kind of criticism that you're facing, maybe it's social media criticism, maybe it's criticism in real life, maybe it's your boss who is criticizing you all the time, maybe it is a professor or a teacher at school who is constantly critiquing what you're doing and you just feel like they're totally negative all the time. Maybe it's a client at work and they're just constantly giving you pushback on what you're trying to accomplish. whatever criticism that you are taking, I hope that these 6 things have helped you understand a little bit more about criticism. They're helping me as I think through the way that I interact with people who might be pushing back or might be talking or even trying to help me with my life. I'm hoping that I am responding to criticism in an appropriate way, and I hope you do too. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that I've missed. Maybe I need to know something else about criticism. Let's converse down there in the comments, and let me know what you think about this kind of video where we just sit down and talk about a topic for a few minutes. I hope that they're helpful to you, and I would love to do more. In fact, I've done some videos like that. I'm going to put a playlist right up here, and I would love to see you over in that video right after you comment below. We'll see you over there.